back to what we were talking about before. I know we wanted to talk about this one. Giannis, is he getting traded? Is he not? What is going to happen with the Giannis drama in the Bucks?
I think, man, he's played his last game for Milwaukee, man. I really think so, bro, because he has an injury right now that's putting him out to 4 to 6 weeks. That when he first got injured, that's what they estimated. That's the timetable that they put out. But now Milwaukee's saying that they don't have a timetable for him to come back. So that makes me go to the point on the fact of they're trying to keep him healthy so they can have his trade value super high still because it's going to be super high. And they're going to try and trade him at the deadline because I think he wants out of there and I think Milwaukee wants to rebuild. And if they are going to help him out, I think the places that he would want to go would probably be Golden State, Miami, or the New York Knicks. I think if they want to bring in a lot of assets for him, I think the best place for him would be San Antonio. I think they will get the most assets there. OKC Thunder, I think they will get a lot of draft picks with a few players. And honestly, even New York. So it could be a destination on where he wants to go and where they get a lot of assets supposedly New York wants to trade away from Carl Anthony Towns. And if they want to do that, he's a great centerpiece to send over to Milwaukee, maybe with an extra player and an extra pick, and then bring over Giannis to New York.
You're a big Miami Heat fan. There's been a lot of rumblings too that maybe Miami's the destination. How would you think that would work out?
I think it would work out great, man. But I think the player involved around that trade, the centerpiece of that trade, would be Tyler Hero, because I don't think Miami's going to give up Bam Adebayo for nothing, even though he's very passive aggressive on offense. So we need a lot of step up from him. But when it comes to defensive end, he could cover 1 through 5. They're not going to let him go. They want to keep him there. Now you put him next to Giannis. It could maybe shift a lot of stuff next to Norman Powell as well, and then maybe they could do something. But I think the centerpiece for Milwaukee trade would be Tyler Hero, maybe even trade away Triple J, James Hackers Jr. I know they will probably ask for Kel Ware. That would be the iffy one there on should we let him go? Should we not? The way he's been playing lately has been a lot of lazy stuff and a lot of bickering with Eric Spoelstra. So I don't really like that. If you're not really fit into the Heat culture, then you're not really fit for it. And
Heat culture again, man. You guys love that Heat culture.
We love it, baby. We love it. If you're not trying to put 110% effort each and every night, man, we don't like you as a player. I'm sorry, we really don't. So if you give away Kel Ware, it's going to be because of that, because the guy has potential. He has the potential to be a double-double any given night, hit about 2-3 threes. He could get you at least 20 rebounds on a really great night. If not, on an average night, 12 to 13 rebounds with 10 to 15 points. So I think those would be the players right there that we would send to Milwaukee.
So I'm going to go the opposite direction here, and I actually don't think he's going to go anywhere. I think he's going to end up staying with Milwaukee. It's a lot to come with the contract. So Giannis, just to go back through it, he has contract that runs through 2026, 2027 with a $62.8 million player option for 2027, 2028. He signed a $168 million extension in October of 2023 that keeps him in Milwaukee through 2026. If he was to opt out of his player option in 2027, he would then be able to be a free agent in that time. And I think that's more is what's going to happen. I think Milwaukee and him want to break up. I just don't think that they're going to be able to do it or pull it off. And it's also, if you kind of watch Giannis sometimes, he says one thing and then I think he just strikes me as a very loyal guy. And I don't think he wants to leave Milwaukee because they're the ones that built him, drafted him, and turned him into the superstar that he is. Granted, it took hard work from him as well, but you get what I mean. I think that's where the problem is going to come in there, is that I kind of feel like he wants to still be the reason that they rebuild. I personally feel like it's not going to happen this year. And if it does happen, it maybe be next year. With it being a couple weeks away, with him being injured, players are probably going to play hardball, even though you're going to get an absolute animal on the court if you do make that trade. I just kind of feel like they're going to not pull the trigger, and a deal isn't going to get made. I feel like he's just going to stick around there and possibly maybe help figure out a way to rebuild. They've made a couple questionable decisions in the last couple of years on player moves that they've made. They just probably seem like they brought in players too late in their career, names that were just past the prime of when they were. Ergo, Damian Lillard. Lillard was still great, but it was a shell of what he used to be, and it just hasn't really worked out. I would love to. I think it'd be a crazy to see him go to San Antonio. And there's also talk that I've seen. What is it? The Thunder have also been in the mix because they have so many assets they can move. They have a bunch of young players. Contracts are good on their terms. So if he goes to the Thunder, I think I don't even know if there's anything past a dynasty. I don't know what you call it after a dynasty, but they would dominate. There would be no way that anybody would win probably the next decade or so, depending on what they had to give up. I think they could even give up Chet for it, and I still think they would be all right because of what Giannis can still bring. So my opinion on this one is I don't think anything's going to happen. I think he's going to stay in Milwaukee.
I think that he is a loyal player and he does want to stay there. I think we've seen it over time of what he's done for the city, the way that he's very emotional for the city. But I think that he's already at the stage of like, I'm fed up, man, because I've asked you guys to bring in players for me, especially for the defensive end and some shooters as well, because I could dish out the ball and get the ball to the shooters. And you guys don't. You brought in Damian Lillard, but in the beginning, he didn't even want to be there. Like he got there because they had some good assets to give to Portland, but even then, you went from one of the best defensive ranked teams when it came to covering the perimeter with Drew Holiday. You bring in Damian Lillard, that he's a very non-defensive player. He's a liability on defense.
Yeah, that's one way to put
it. You drop to like 25th, 26th in the league when it comes to defending the three or defending the mid range close to the three. And with that kind of recipe, you're not going to win. It's been proven over and over again throughout NBA history, and it was proven with the Milwaukee Bucks after getting Dame, and Giannis still talks to them, lets them know, I want to stay out, bring some players, boom, boom, boom. They don't, bro. They don't bring the players, so I think he's fed up, and now he wants to bring new life to his career while he's still at his peak, because he's only, 32, 33?
I think it's 31.
High 30s, low 30s, and that's peak basketball right there. You think he wants to waste away his years and not win? No, the guy wants to win, man. He wants to win. He's begging you to bring in players, and you guys are not doing it. So I think it's time for him to ride.
Yeah, I saw something just absolutely crazy as a Mavs fan. I was just looking to see if there's no possible way this is going to happen, right? And there was the reports were saying that it would most likely involve Cooper Flag, and I highly doubt the city would be able to maintain as a city if they got rid of Luka and Cooper Flag within a year of each other. So I don't think Toss may make a move on that one.
No, that is not making that move. If anything, they're going to make the move of getting rid of AD. I see that.
What's that?
I see Dallas making the move of getting rid of AD at the trade deadline next week.
I'll be honest, I don't think that one's going to happen either. I think he's saying.
I hope it doesn't happen for y'all. You need that player.
I don't think that move is going to happen. I think the market isn't as rich as they want it. No pun intended from Rich Paul, but I don't think the market is what they expected it to be. I think they thought that you would still be getting big things. And I've been saying this all along is that you kind of have to see what you got there, because Cooper Flag is really starting to come into his own, man. He's becoming what they expected him to be. So Cooper Flag, Anthony Davis, and then you get Kyrie Irving coming back next season. If they don't come back this season, they're probably not going to, because of Dallas. It just isn't that competitive this year. So they're probably going to shut him down. But I don't know. I wouldn't make that move. I would like to see how this works out. And if it doesn't work out, you can also make this move next year. As long as AD can stay healthy, which is almost a laughable joke to begin with because he never does. But that's another story for another day.